My name is Marco Struik. I'm managing director of a company called Struik & Hamerslag. My company is specialized in interiors for very large luxury yachts, looking like this. Total, we employ about 200 people, 3 facilities, 2 in the Netherlands, 1 in the United Kingdom. Yeah, the theme of today is innovation in top quality interiors. And from this size of yacht, you can see it's top quality interiors we make. Every single project includes design features and new developed finishes that require innovative solutions. Before going into detail, I will give you a sneak preview into the world of custom-built yachts. Yacht interiors at Struik & Hamerslag are of an outstanding quality. Clients pay a fortune for their ultimate dreams and quite rightly only expect the best from us. Apart from superior craftsmanship, this is reflected in the use of exclusive materials and also in the use of unique interior designs, especially for this client. It's a very labor-intensive industry, where approximately 80% of the costs is labor costs and about only 20% is materials. Depends a bit on what sort of materials, of course. When it's a lot of gold, it can be quite expensive. That has been one of the reasons for us to reduce labor costs and introduce lean production methods in our company in 2005, which is an innovation in itself because it's a completely different way of thinking. Nature of innovations in our world varies. It's all purpose-made for the clients. And as far as I'm concerned, it can be divided in 3 main themes. New techniques, new finishes, changed regulations. That's the triggers for our innovations in the company. I will try to highlight some examples of each of these 3 triggers. So the first one I'll start with is new techniques. Els just mentioned a couple. We use some of them, but not so much as a product that we're using, more an application in our production. Every yacht, for example, has a central stair. The picture you see here is a spiral staircase in a yacht. Most of the yachts we are involved in have 4 to 6 decks. So think of staircases of 20 to 25 meters height. Designers, they consider it as the heart of the yacht. So it's a design feature with a lot of personalized thing in it. Realize that such a stair is made once, so all the drawings, all the templates, everything that is made for the yacht is just one time. And yeah, the production of a stair is, this is the 3D picture of it. Production is very labor intensive. Traditional way of working was with hand maneuvered clamps, like what you see here. On the left side and the right side, you see the stair beams. They were laminated, built up layer by layer. The people had to close and open the clamps by hands. You can imagine when it's done layer by layer how much time it was costing. The middle section is the handrail of it. We use the same construction for the shape of it, but built up the same way, laminated layer by layer. New techniques, CAD drafting is not that new anymore, but CNC production in our industry definitely is. Combination of CAD drafting and CNC production allowed us to think a different way and produce a different way. These days we make stairs from smaller elements, smaller segments that are able to put on reasonable sized machines. What you see here is the central part of a staircase, and the CNC machine, 5-axis, goes around this product and makes all the nesting for the threads and the razors in it. While in the past it has to be done with templates and hand tools to bring it in. It saves a lot of money and saves a lot of time in this industry. And even for one-offs, it's a very effective way to produce things. The small elements are built together after they have been shaped. With CNC productions, you can work very accurately. So the only thing that has to be applied on the outside is the finishing. Makes it look like it's made from one piece. That's done with vacuum techniques. Difficult to show, but this is the product as it is at the end of the day. Stairs with nice shapes, and the handrail I showed you that was laminated and built up in the past. These days we also produce it in CNC techniques. Again, it means solid wood is put into the machine. Small elements are shaped very accurately with the CNC machines, assembled later on, and then fitted on the stair. 3D printing, that's another thing that we use. Els showed some beautiful stairs, chairs that were made in 3D printing. We mainly use it as a tool for prototyping. On the right side you can see the traditional way of making a sample. What you see here is the end cap of a handrail of a stair. In our world we have learned that an owner doesn't want to be disappointed at the end of the day. So we make a lot of prototypes, a lot of samples to make sure that it is what he wants to have at the end of the day. To make a thing like this in traditional wood, you have to build it up. You can see it's made from different pieces of wood. It has to be sculptured, it has to be finished. You show it to the client. Hopefully he likes it, and if he doesn't, you can start again from scratch and make a new sample. With 3D printing, you are able to at least define the shape very easily. And you can show the black part, which is 3D printed in one night. If it is what the owner wants, bingo, you can then produce it in solid wood to show how it looks for real. If he doesn't like it, you can ask what sort of details he wants to change, print a new example during the night, and you have a new one the next day, and he can make a decision. So for us, it's a time-consuming task and an easy way to show the clients what he really gets at the end of the day. Other things used in yachts is ornamental things. A lot of designers create beautiful ornaments in it. The right side is 3D printed ornaments, just to give the shape, get the idea what it looks like. On the left side you see the real thing, which is used inside the yachts, once it is approved and once it is agreed. Yeah. Second trigger for us to innovate is new finishes. Sorry. New finishes, I said. Nature of custom yachts is that owners want always to have something special. Something their neighbor doesn't have, something which is unique in the world. In practice it means sometimes we have to create things that Mother Nature didn't think of or doesn't have in stock. So a designer comes up with an idea, asks us to come with real things, and we create it for them. Here are 3 examples of special finishes, as we call it. Special finishes on the left side, the right side are painted stones. Malachite on the left side, lapis lazuli on the right side. Not so much an innovation that is not available, but in our world you can have a need for these materials in very difficult structures. I think of ventilation grills or very vulnerable things where making it from natural stone is very difficult. So you can cheat a little bit by using this trompe-l'œil, as they call it in France, or misleading the eyes, make it look like marbles, and yeah, create the environment the designers want to have. The middle section is a combination of metal powders and resins. It's a fantasy, the finish. This is with bronze. We also do it with aluminium, with pewter. The idea is that owners want to have something special in it. The process is mix resins with metal powders, make a texture of it, sand it, color it, and create a special finish which is only designed for that particular yacht. This is the end result of pitted bronze as you see it. On the left side you see a kind of display unit with circular panels around it. The outside is finished in this pitted bronze. On the right side you see a staircase and all the wall panels have been made with this material. It can be made seamless, it can be done in all sorts of shape, it can be done on furniture, and that's what our owners want in their yachts. Final thing with special finishes is driftwood. Driftwood is a nautical theme, of course. You can find it in all the seas. But to create something from wood that you found on the beaches and that has been aged by the sand and the sea, is to make a decent and large size of it is very difficult. So what we do in this case, when people ask for it, is create driftwood. And that's the craftsmen take solid wood, brand new wood, they age it, they treat it, stain it, and this way we were able to create driftwood tables of 5 meters long, 2 meters wide. Can't show you the table. In our world, it's private yachts, and people not always want us to show the end result. But I have a sample in my box. If you want to touch it, feel it, something created for it. The last one I want to show you is veneer inlays. One of our daughter companies is specialized in veneer inlays. It's a technique which is not very innovative. It has been used in the 13th, 14th century already. And you can find in museums real pieces of art where veneer inlay is still visible. In the past they used to make it with sharp tools, with jigsaws, and craftsmen were busy all day taking out small bits and pieces, removing one piece, replacing it by a contrasting one, and creating really beautiful pictures with wood veneers and other materials. That was in a time when labor wasn't that expensive. It went down for a long time. People couldn't afford to have things made of intarsia or marquetry work for a long time, until the laser was invented. And that's what you see here. With today's techniques, we are able to cut very small pieces, very precise, from pieces of veneer, but also from leathers, from stones, from shells, metal materials, and make inlays again. The inlay process itself is still handwork, but the preparation for it, to make all the tiny small pieces, can be done by lasers. So it is affordable again, and yeah, we create beautiful things. In the yachts we made recently, we made complete tables, very large sizes. We made complete panels from floor to ceiling with intarsia work. Really beautiful pictures of the Opera House of Sydney, made from very tiny pieces of wood. Beautiful to see. Again, I can't show you because it's a private yacht and they don't want me to show you, but believe me, we make beautiful things of it. Here are some small examples of it. This one is a combination of wood veneers, different colors, with mother of pearl, which is a shell surface. Yeah, we made beautiful panels and doors of it. This is a kind of screen made from different species of woods with open areas in between. So you can use it as a screen, you can use it as a ventilation opening. But yeah, the sky's the limit with this sort of designs. It's made from two species of wood and very accurately laser cut, assembled, and this is what it looks like. Some fantasy leaves, but yeah. What I said, the sky is the limit, you can design what you want. As long as there's different materials, you can make a contrast of it. The final trigger for us, which brings innovations, is new rules and regulations. Until recently, yachts could be built without any regulations. Last 10 to 15 years, this has changed dramatically. The market is loaded with rules and regulations by institutes like IMO, SOLAS. I won't bother you with translation of it, but an owner with a lot of money who wants to create his own dream, no matter how much he pays for it, he has to comply with the international rules for vessels. So sometimes this brings interesting challenges for us. A couple of years ago, for large yachts, the authorities decided that it was not longer allowed to use combustible materials. My company exists of working with wood, so we had a very good reason to think of new applications for our materials. What we did is did some testing, some gluing, some impregnations, and we created a new material made from incombustible backgrounds. A small amount of combustible material is allowed in these yachts, but you have to comply with very strict rules. As one of the first in the world, we were able to provide these materials, certified, and the first yachts with these materials sail around the world at the moment. One of the codes I was talking about is the fire test procedure codes. I'll show you a small film of the testing that had to be done for each species of wood. The authorities said, look, wood is now wood. If you want to use wood on board of a yacht, I want you to prove that each different species of wood complies with the rules. So we had made a yacht with about 50 different species of wood. Each different species of wood had to be tested this way. There's supposed to be some sound with it, but...
Fire test for surface flammability. As your reliable source for top quality interiors, we'll inform you about the impact the new red and signed passenger yacht code has on yacht interiors. The test we will show you is required due to the amendment of the current regulations for yachts carrying 12 to 36 passengers. What does the passenger yacht code mean? It means regulations have been rectified to restrict the use of combustible materials. All walls and ceilings will require a certificate for low flame spread surfaces. Today we'll show you an IMO FTP5 test carried out in this facility to show you what the result is for your yacht now and in the future. In the test case, the wood veneer panels are exposed to a flame of 950 degrees Celsius, which is igniting the surface. We now show you a non-certified material, which we mostly used on board of yachts. As you see, the flame spread rapidly over the panel. Here we show you our special developed wood veneer material, certified for the use on board of yachts, which will be built according to the passenger yacht code. As you can see, the wood veneer does not ignite very fast, and the flame doesn't spread out over the entire surface of the panel. As the heat release is limited, the specially developed and certified veneer does not burn. You see no flame, only the carbonized wood. This is much safer on board and things might go wrong. We will be able to provide you a safe environment for the future to make interiors of yachts in low flame spread material and surface finishing, which means that safety on board will be improved much better than it has been today. This is the past, this is the future, safety specially developed for you.
I think a good example of innovation driven by rules and regulations. The whole testing process for this particular yacht has costed us several €100,000 to have it approved. We have a material which can be used on more yachts, so it's an investment for the future, but at least we can build yachts with nice looking wood interiors, what the client wants. Yeah, that brings me to the theme of this lecture, innovations in yacht interiors, all about quality and material innovations to satisfy the needs of the clients. Showed you some examples of how we do that in our world. New techniques, new finishes, rules and regulations. I hope I succeeded in explaining what it is, but I won't forget one particular thing which is important in our world. Yes, new techniques, new production techniques can make life easier. But at the end of the day, in companies like ourselves, the hands of the craftsmen are really what makes the end product. Where is it? No, the hands are not there, as far as I can see. But yeah, the craftsmen really do the end finishing of these things and make the product look what it's supposed to be. No, there were some hands with people who did the craftsmanship.